You lead,
Welcome to The
Stephanie.
Gathering. Tonight, we explore spirits, cryptids, and cold cases. The veil is thin. Let's begin.
We are live.
That's awesome. Welcome to The
Hello.
Gathering Paracast on Cryptivania. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Jason.
Heidi is off tonight. So Dr. Trost and I are hosting, and our special guest tonight is Jerry Ayres of the Sim Crew. Hey, Jerry, welcome in.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Excellent.
Good.
You guys have all
Catch
been
that?
very busy.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Trost. Good to see you.
Yep. You guys have been
Yeah, we
awfully
have.
busy.
We've been very
Okay.
busy. It's been it's crazy. Yeah.
Well,
Yep. Paranormal, just kind of getting everything ready for next year and everything.
hmm Does the weather slow you down?
It does at times, yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
really does.
well, okay. So we said we were going to talk about cryptids, ghosts, and cold cases. So
hmm
maybe we should start with cryptids and ghosts. You see, Trost is wearing our Sim Crew T-shirt with the with the Bigfoot on it. So
Drinking with SWAT.
don't you love it?
Nicely done.
So my question to you, Jerry, is what do you think the
Yeah.
similarities between ghosts, spirits, and Bigfoot and other cryptids is? Do you think they're all, interdimensional?
I couldn't hear a word you said.
Oh, we're having technical difficulties.
I couldn't hear a word you said.
your
Because
volume turned
now
up?
I'm here. Mhm. Can
Is
you
your
hear
volume
me,
turned
Jerry?
Yep, I can hear you, but Steph is
Okay.
she comes in once in a while and stuff.
Okay. What she was asking was, do you think that ghosts and cryptids are often the same thing, or the line can be blurred between them, or do you think that they're completely separate entities? That's kind of a recurring discussion that we have here. Is that maybe sometimes there's a little blurring of the lines.
I don't know what you said there.
Maybe you should log out and log back in on your phone.
I'm
I
hearing
think-
little bursts. Guys.
Okay.
Oh, this one's a rough one. We're
I
getting
know.
some hellacious
I
interference here.
know. What does all that mean? Here, I'm gonna.
Well,
Okay, Jerry.
Okay, I'm gonna log off.
Okay,
Okay.
and log back in. Okay. Well,
now while
technical difficulties happen.
while he's doing that, you've been awfully busy with doing a little bit of restructuring, and
Yeah.
you're going to be blurring the lines a little bit between cryptids and ghost crews yourself, aren't you?
We are. So, cryptid chicks and squatchers have been around for 11 years as a separate, it's our own team. Two of us on our team have always been Sim Crew members as well. Squatchers and cryptid chicks kind of grew out of all that, actually. And now because, the Sim Crew is really busy and most of our investigators on the crew, well, we're all women except for Jerry. So we thought instead of bringing on new investigators and researchers for cryptid chicks, that maybe it was time to bring cryptid chicks under the Sim Crew mantle so that all of our investigators with the Sim Crew could also be in the field with cryptid chicks and per se be a cryptid chick as well. So I think it's going to work out really good. We haven't really announced it, so I guess this is the first time we're announcing it, but Yeah, so now we have, we have 5 more. I think there's 8 of us on the crew, so we have 5 more potential investigators, and I know for sure a couple of them are raring to go. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's a good thing. So
Even just having the numbers,
yes,
because it's so hard to. Hi, Jerry.
there
It's
you
so
are.
hard to get everybody in the same schedule and
Yes,
stuff. And if you have a larger roster, you're going to be much more
yep,
likely to be able to bring those together.
yeah.
And how are we sounding to you, Jerry? Or does it sound like this connection's working better?
Much better. Much
Okay,
better.
well,
Awesome.
that's good. We were
Okay.
just
Awesome.
while you were getting settled there, we were just talking about cryptid chicks coming under the sim umbrella so that all of the sim crew investigators could also come out in the woods with us because they all
Not
want
all
to.
of them.
Well,
I
not all of
can't
them.
still.
You can't because you're not a female. But we have 8 people. Do we have 8 people now or 7 people on the sim crew and only one
7.
male? So only
Yeah.
one male on the sim crew. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
we're going to take advantage. And there's so much, honestly, there's so much paranormal that we find out in the woods too that, we're just well versed. All of us are well versed with that. Don't you
right.
think, Mary?
Yep, I believe so.
So
And again, that kind of blurring of the lines between cryptid and paranormal. We
yeah.
were before the interference got really horrible. That's kind of what we were trying to get is your viewpoint, Jerry. Um, you know, do you think that in reality those two are often blurred, or do you think that they're completely separate and different?
Which two?
Spirits
Cryptids
and
and
The what?
yeah, spirits and cryptids.
Yeah, they're two separate things. I'm sorry. I know that some of you guys think different things, but when it comes to like Bigfoot or something like that, they're more physical. And when
Mhm.
you're talking paranormal, you're talking about, spiritual type thing. Yet, Bigfoot himself, I seen Bigfoot a while back, and um, he definitely is. I believe what the natives say about him, that he can go in between worlds and stuff. I do believe that, but when it comes to paranormal, it doesn't fit right. That's like a lot of people think that UFOs fit in to the paranormal. No, they don't. It's in my book, it's a totally different type of thing. So cryptid, paranormal, UFOs, they're all separate.
All three are separate. You don't see a blurring between like Bigfoot and UFOs.
No, I do not. In the words
Hmm.
of Lauren Coleman, next question, please.
Oh,
Because he didn't, when I asked him what he thought about, UFOs and Bigfoot, he just looked at
Hmm.
me and kind of looked up a little bit. That's when he said, next question, please. Because I believe the same thing. I mean, but I also too believe, and I'm going to say this, now this is going to upset a lot of people, is that too many people are saying they have certain things, that they've got samples of Bigfoot dung or Bigfoot urine, Bigfoot sperm. I've heard that one. Prove it.
yeah.
Where is it? There's
Hmm.
databases from Lauren and from what's his name out there in Oregon?
Matt Moneymaker.
Brockman? Not
Oh, Brock.
Moneymaker, no.
Yeah, Brock.
Yeah. And then you've got to have someone that has all this stuff together and to show that there is that, type of thing going on,
Hmm.
and then when you have some people stating that, they put their hands up in the air out in the woods and Bigfoot comes to them. really? Get out of town.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're just making fun of all this. That's what the way I'm taking it is. If you're going to be a serious researcher, then you've got to
Mhm.
be serious about your claims. You know, if you want to do it to have fun and to show off and stuff, you know, no, that's you got to have the right stuff to be able to prove what you've got, and you know, you got to work with others to
Mhm.
say, hey, here's what I found.
Mm.
You know, is
Oh,
it or is it not? You know, so
So
sorry.
what are the proofs that you look for in the spirit world? Um, what do you
Right.
what is it? Because I'm very I am not at all well versed in that side of things at all. And I really have no idea, like even some of the equipment. Although a couple times on the gathering, we've had a couple of things. What are you using to try and come up with these proofs in the
Right.
spirit world?
Well, number one, it has to be um, if you're getting an EVP, it's got to be Class A. You
mhm.
can't put it on your computer and say, did you hear that?
Right.
They said this. No, nope. It shouldn't be something you have to search for. It
Mhm.
should
Hmm.
be loud enough that it says it to you, you know, whatever, you know. But then you got to go beyond that. If you're going to use equipment, then you've
Hmm.
got to have a, a shadow without a doubt that that's what caught it. It's got to do it more than once. You know, some
Hmm.
equipment I believe in, some I really don't. Like what's that one piece of equipment stuff that we were gonna buy? It's like $600, and you
Oh,
see the stickmen and stuff.
Stickman. Yeah, what are they called
Yeah,
again? I don't know.
the
We
Connect
borrowed
thing.
one once and we were
It's a
totally
joke
unimpressed. Yeah.
because you have to have it on a oh, you got to have it's got to be still. You
Yeah,
can't
there's
move it whatsoever. And anything paneling, your reflection off of paneling
mhm.
will pick that up,
Yeah,
you
a lot of
know? And
false
it's like,
positives. Yeah.
exactly. And it's like, okay, it's a cool idea,
Mhm.
but
Hmm.
totally impractical. Practical. I believe in K2 meters. That's one of my biggest. Ghost box. You know, I really never believed in a ghost box very much because usually all you hear is tick, 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 tick. You know, it's like,
Hmm.
give me a break, you know. But in the cold cases that we've done, we used it on that. I remember when Stephanie said, let's do a seance. No, I hate the word seance. You know, let's call it something else. So we call it the calling of the spirits. And everybody has a job, you know.
Hmm.
Like in our team, Annie, when Annie is holding the K or not the K2 meter, the
Spirit box.
ghost box,
Mhm.
yeah, the spirit box, whatever you want to call it, um, she actually gets results. You
Mhm.
hear them asking for certain things or telling certain things. It's weird, and it's, you know, some people say, "Oh, that's malarkey." No,
Mhm.
placement,
Mhm.
the right person, and I really believe that guys shouldn't be no part of calling of the spirits if you want or using that kind of stuff. Why? Because it's the same with Bigfoot. When somebody's hunting Bigfoot or looking for Bigfoot, I mean, you're not going to hunt them, you know, but looking for Bigfoot, ladies are the best ones to do it, you know. And with spirits, it's the same way because there's a certain, it's not the oh, it's so hard to explain. It's just the tenderness or the wanting to believe and stuff is the and to reach out to someone. That's the thing that really is amazing, and you can get results from it. It does take time. It does take, and once you go at it, you can't go at it forever. Once you get vital information, especially when the ladies had asked it on the team, and we got, that there's two people in this lake, and that, when they first asked for the person that we were looking for, the response we got was, leave her alone. Oh, that's weird. And then when you asked another question, then it would come back with more of a comforting answer. So I do believe in some certain equipment, but there's other ones that are hyped up, that certain celebrities use as a must have. Next thing you know, you sold the house, you sold the kids, and you're broke.
You
and
don't
with
need to have
Bigfoot,
a lot of
what's
money.
that?
You don't need to have a
No,
lot of money or invest
you
in all
really
these things
don't.
to do a good job in
Exactly.
investigating. And that's what I've always
Exactly.
said about, doesn't matter if you're searching for Bigfoot or ghosts or cryptids or UFOs. We started
Yeah.
out with this, a pencil and a piece of paper and a flashlight.
Yes.
and a still camera.
And now we have
know?
2 flashlights,
pencils.
4
Yeah,
pens, and a whole bunch of tablets.
we do.
But when it comes to, I'm going to go back to this on Bigfoot. A
Mhm.
lot of people, every show I've seen, Bigfoot is this hulking, huge ape type thing. He's not. I mean, if you've really seen Bigfoot, and if you really watched him, okay, you watch his back, his arms, his swing, his butt, his thighs, you watch all that. And here's the thing that I came across is when I was watching Bigfoot and when he was walking, it wasn't like everybody said. The first person that came to my mind, and if this show reaches this guy, reach out to me, man. But it was Shaquille O'Neal. He was lumbering the way he walked, and he was big. And when he was going into the woods, he turned and looked me directly in the eyes. And of course, I was trying to get my camera, but the best thing, or the big thing for me, was to see every movement that he made. I didn't care about taking a picture or video or anything like that. I'm not trying to convince people that, what I saw. I'm saying what I saw, and stuff. And, but I do got to say this. Oh boy, am I going to catch it for this? I do not believe in the Patterson Gimlin film. I do not.
Look at, he's being real serious.
No, I think that's a hoax. That's a hoax and a half, guys. I'm sorry, but there is a Bigfoot. It really is out there.
Who do you think did the hoaxing?
I think it was a collaboration of pretty much everybody. I think possibly there might have been a couple people there that did not know it was happening, but they might have ran screaming in horror of what they're seeing. I mean, look at the Creature from the Black Lagoon, when someone took that suit and walked out in a swamp, and the people were freaking out because they thought it was real. It looked real to them, So
you're thinking more small scale, a group of people did the hoax. You don't go for the government did the hoax. You kind of feel like it's more of a
right. If the government would have done it, that would have been debunked a long time ago.
Yeah.
The government, our government, especially nowadays, it just can't carry anything in a bucket without spilling it.
Yeah.
Well,
the only thing I can say about that, and Trost, you and I and Tommy have went round and round and round about the Patterson film because I think there's too much junk in the trunk, first of all. But
yes,
Yeah,
Yes.
there was.
But then at the same
As a-
time, though, man, I have read some really bone-chilling things from, I mean, honest to God, researchers who were there and saw terrible things like people killing these creatures, you know? And I don't know what they saw, but I believe that
Allegedly.
they saw something
Mhm.
horrific. I believe they saw
Mhm.
something horrific, whether it was
There,
Bigfoot or some other creature, I don't know. But it's
there's
compelling.
there's definitely a component in that story when you do the research that you come
Mhm.
across some very dark
Yes,
and morbid
yes.
tales
Mhm,
around that.
mhm.
And it is an interesting thing.
Yeah,
And it's really kind of interesting too. Like if you look, that film has been so examined. Like I can't think of another. Maybe the JFK film has been just as
right.
examined, but like that has been such an examined,
Yeah.
film, and so many people think one way or the another about it. It's
Ah,
fascinating.
it
Whether
is.
it's a hoax, whether it's a small scale hoax, a large scale hoax, or just happened to be a couple guys caught it on film.
Yeah,
It's a fantastic, fantastic
it is.
tale.
Yeah, it is.
And even one of my favorite aspects of that is some of the work that MK Davis does. And he claims that she walks out of a portal.
Yeah,
That the
I've read
early
that too.
that the
Yep.
very first few frames she comes in and out. Now other people say that's the hard cut. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it's just it's utterly fascinating.
Yes.
And to explore all those angles. And
Mhm.
there's not a piece of film out there that's more iconic and more understood. You didn't even have to say it was a
Right.
Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot. As soon as you said Patter, we all knew who it was. We all knew what it was, and it's just
They did.
fascinating. Fascinating.
We should,
Yes.
we should devote a whole show to that film and just go back and find all these things, Trost, and talk about all
Mm-hmm.
these things that go whirl around this
Mm-hmm.
whole thing. Whether you think it's real, fake, or whatever, there's all these other stories, the dark side, the portal thing. I mean, it is kind of
Mm-hmm.
fascinating, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I always
Uh,
think it
uh,
doesn't look real to
You know,
me, but
if
sorry. Jerry, you're a
if I
guest.
may,
Here we're going on and on and
yeah,
on.
if I may, when they colorized it, that's what did
mhm.
it for me.
Yeah.
That's where you could really see the butt was a pillow and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Seriously, I mean,
Not
Mhm.
junk in the
I
gut.
mean, if there's people that oh, I know him, so he's not going to do something like that. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
Yeah.
And
People
that
do
is one
stuff
of the
less.
and that is one of the things also about that story is Patterson wasn't as well known, but Gimlin became very well
Mhm.
known and
Mhm.
so well liked.
Mhm.
He's such a nice guy.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
People can
that's
be
a whole
nice.
different. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's again it's a whole new different wrinkle on that story because that does that does color your glasses a lot of times when you know somebody and you've met them and you're like
Yeah.
that
Yep.
guy's very nice and very
Yeah.
genuine.
It's true. Yeah. That is true.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Well,
what other subject has that? What other subject
well,
has where if you believe as you do that that guy is a fake. Can you come up with a nicer guy that's a fake?
right. Oh, and I never said he was a
Yeah.
fake. I mean, maybe he's a nice guy and stuff like that. But when it comes to certain things, such as even people saying, para-unity, there's no
Hmm.
such thing as para-unity. There's
There really
people
Hmm.
is.
out there that want to cut your throat as soon as you can. I
Mhm.
belonged to, at one time, the Minnesota, why can't I think of it
Paranormal
stuff?
Coalition.
Yes. And the coalition was to, bring everybody together. And it gave it a
Uh-huh.
try. And it was a horrible fail. Why? Because so many people make fun of other people and all that, and it shouldn't be like that.
Mhm.
You know,
Competition.
pair of unity. Everybody. It doesn't mean that everybody has to share something that
Mhm.
they found. You know, like, oh, we did this house and stuff. It's confidentiality. You know, everything. And if someone was to say, well, what did you find there? You know, I want to see it. It's like, no, you know,
Can't.
that's not part of
Yep.
the whole thing. You know, and then there's so many people that um, you know, we're friends, and then they go behind your back and they do, you know, the unthinkable by, you know, either cheating you money or something like that, you know, wanting to.
Mhm.
It's a
It's
terrible thing, you
bad.
know.
Mhm.
You know?
And for me, I'm a horrible blabbermouth, and I can't help but tell people everything that I come across and find out and stuff.
I know. I
And
know.
I've had a couple times with some of our stuff. They're like, "Trost, would you just shut up? Quit telling." I'm like, "Oh, this is really cool." So I told so and so, and I told so and
Yeah.
so, and they're like, "Trost,
See?
you better just stop." And yes, yeah, yeah.
That's why we get
That's
I'm
along
what
so
I.
well, you and I, because I'm the blabbermouth too. I'm the one
Oh
that
my
wants
yeah.
God, is she
to
ever? She's
I'm
called
an
the
open vessel.
broadcaster in her family.
Yes,
Steph's the
that,
broadcaster.
I
But
am.
no,
that's
Trost,
our.
that's why I like you, because you no, I mean you when it comes to this kind of stuff, you're willing to listen.
Yeah.
You're willing
Mhm.
to talk about it. But then there's others that just, you know, not willing to do that, you know.
Yeah.
Mine,
Mhm.
mine, mine, you know, that's
Yeah. Yeah. For
yep.
Oh
sure.
But
yes,
with what
yes.
we're doing with the cold case and everything, that is a little different. I mean
Uh-huh.
that you gotta, you know, when it comes to working with police and everything else and stuff, you can't just blab that around. I mean that you got to
Mhm.
keep,
Yeah. You got to
you
keep
know,
it close
with
to
your
the chest.
team. And you know, I have to say I got really lucky, you know, because the team that we have is the best. I would put them up against any celebrity, you know. I'd put them up against anybody because they're good at what they do. They're really good. You know, they click together so well, and they're
Mhm.
fun. You
Mhm.
know, too. And everybody has great ideas. Wait till you see our T-shirts coming out. Oi, you know.
I told him expect some t-shirts in the mail because
Oh
I
yeah,
need to send him some.
exactly.
But so
Yes.
Jerry, you mentioned something to me the other night about one of our cold cases, and we are now talking openly about who it is, and it's Belinda Van Lith, that she's been
Correct.
missing since 1975. And
Yeah.
we've gotten some pretty good, or 74, I guess, and we've gotten some pretty good leads, we think, from the spirit world, but we haven't been doing much with that the last few months because it's outdoors, right? It's outdoor kind of stuff. It's been cold. It's like Squatchers. We haven't been out either.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
so, Jerry, what happened to you the other night?
The other night, I have sometimes I get visitations, and this one came out of the blue. Um, was I super tired and just dreamt it? We're going to work on that for a second. So I have not been sleeping well. I have what's called pyroderma um, gangrenosum. And what that is, lesions break out in my leg. It's very rare, and it's horrible. And it's all from an infection that I had about 7, 8 years ago, where I accidentally stabbed myself in the leg with a piece of angle iron that's had 40 years of yuck on it, you know, and it wasn't taken care of right. So anyway, so this comes back whenever it wants to, and I've been battling it. It's on both legs and everything. And so all of a sudden, recently, I've been getting up in the middle of the night, you know, 4, 5, 6 times, and I'm getting maybe 3 to 4 hours worth of sleep only. And after a while, that, you know, fighting the infection and all that stuff, it takes a toll on a person. But anyway, so the other night I got up and stuff, and I was just so out of it. I decided, that's it. I'm just going to lay here. I was comfortable. Maybe I'll go to sleep. And then I heard her. It was Belinda herself. And she said to me, she goes, are you guys not looking for me? And I looked at her and I kind of froze for a second because it scared the crap out of me, And I was like, no, no, honey, we still are. And she goes, oh, okay. I said, it's wintertime right now. It's hard to get out and around there and everything. And I said, but we're going to be going back out. Spring's coming, and we're going to get back out there. And as we were talking and everything, she asked me what was the matter, and I told her, and she just kind of looked at me like, shuddered a little bit. And I said, no, we're going to be going back out to the lake and everything. And look there. She said, the lake? I said, yeah, that's where we were told by spirits that you could be in that lake. She says, I'm not in a lake. And I said, where are you? And she started saying something, and then it was all broken up and stuff. And I go, hold on a second, because my legs were killing me. I had to change the bandages. I change them 2, 3, 4 times a day. And so I came out of my room and sat on a chair that I have, and I fixed my legs, and she was right there. And I got done and everything, and we started talking. I said, we're not abandoning you. I said, we are going through this, and we are going to find you. And I said something about metal, and she said that she had work done on her teeth and everything, which I knew because I did ask her sister, and if she had a lot of metal. I wish I could tell you more right now in that on why the metal's important, but I can't do it yet, until we go through certain things. But then you're going to get the exclusive, young man. But anyway, so we talked. There's things I don't remember, and I said something about, did you smoke a lot? And she said, yeah. And I said, yeah, your sister told me you did. And she said, yeah, I loved those little cigars. And it was White Owl cigars she
I
liked.
remember back in the 70s,
Muriel's,
yeah.
they called them, yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like she had to go, obviously, and she stood up and walked, and I went to bed. I slept for a little bit, and I got up and everything, and I'm like, did that just happen? I thought, boy, that was really strange, and got up, came walking out, and my bandages are all over on the floor in the living room where I was changing them. I never changed them there, never. So something happened there, and I've had visitations before of different people, my mom, Steffi's mom and dad, and everything else and stuff. So it was pretty amazing. So we're not done with her whatsoever. We've got, oh yeah, we are going to find her. I'm not going to give up.
Well, and
Now,
we've heard her. She comes through when we're having those sessions. She's crying. She's whimpering. That's Belinda.
Yep.
So
we can't just settle on a lake. We've got to look elsewhere.
Too.
What's that?
We have to look elsewhere too. Yeah.
Yeah. Afraid so.
So now from that conversation, do you have what you feel is like a different direction to take in the investigation?
Yes, there is another direction that, again, I can't tell you because it's actually, since this is to us, is an ongoing case. It's a cold case, yes, but it's ongoing for us. There are certain things, again, we can't let out until we have proof of it and stuff.
It'll be interesting for you over time to to see if that conversation ends up proving fruitful.
Mhm.
If it is, it's amazing. Doesn't mean I want to have
Mhm.
this pyroderma stuff anymore, but
No, no.
yeah. It's
You got to give it
she
up for the
just
job.
exactly. No, but when it comes to these people, it doesn't matter. Like she was the only person that we're looking at right now that was not a sex worker. She
Mhm.
wasn't. The rest of them, Martha Ann Bacon was a sex worker. Her, they found chopped up in little pieces all over a county.
Yeah.
Same with another girl
Victoria.
that was,
Victoria.
Victoria, that had her head chopped off and everything. It's like,
Mhm.
it's just
They're
so weird. I
a
mean, looking
target.
at what people do. Yeah.
Right. Right.
And I've got, when it comes to, I'm not just relying on paranormal only to get things
Mhm.
done. I also want
Mhm.
to talk to certain people. And there's one person, but trying to get one person from the team to go with me, since we do not, we go in twos. We will not
Yeah.
just go flying out in one, to go and talk to this one certain person that was around in those days and was a sex worker, and now is older and everything, to try to find her and sit down and talk. She's homeless. She's out there. And again, I can't say who she is, but like I said, when we blow this out, Trost, you're gonna first person we're gonna sit down with on the show and tell you
Well,
all sorts of cool stuff.
well, and the cool thing with that too, Jerry, is like you had somebody come in the store today where he works and said,
Yeah.
"Oh, I would like you guys to help find out what happened to this guy. He was my best friend. He was murdered in the
Yep.
80s. And I heard you guys do cold cases." So
Yep.
it's
Actually, he
fascinating.
knew of me. Someone told him about me, about the team. And so
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
he did his stuff to try to find out where I was at. And one of them said he works at this liquor store. So he went to this other liquor store first and then came to ours, because he knew I was there till a certain time.
Spirits to
So
spirits.
no, this
So
was actual
yeah, but
person.
you
Oh,
know,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
It was just too, I couldn't resist it.
You
I had to
couldn't.
use it.
No. Yeah, no, it's good.
That's good. That's
uh,
good.
Gosh.
uh,
Well, this has been really fun, but we're way beyond our 30 minutes right now. And I know we had some
I know.
technical difficulties at the beginning, but I think we have to wrap it up. But yeah,
mhm.
hopefully we can have
I'm,
you on again, maybe like in the fall or something. And
Sure.
and I'm
That'd
glad
be
that
fun.
everything's smoothed out like this too, because it was
yes,
choppy at first, but this has been great, and I really appreciate it, Jerry.
yeah,
You got it.
yeah, it's been good.
Excellent,
Great.
and good luck. I'm really hoping that down down the road a little ways that we'll be able to refer back to this show and that
Oh, we will.
conversation, and see how that turns out. I'll be watching, and awesome. Thank you, Jerry.
You
Mhm.
got it. Thank you,
Bye.
Trost. Thank you, Steffi Jean.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks everyone for watching. So we're closing out the show. Thanks for watching this episode of the calling of the calling. Oh my God, that was way back when. The Gathering Paracast. Thank you, Jason, for
There's the spirits.
in Heidi's absence. And for any of the soldiers out there watching, please be safe and thank you for your service. We will be back next week right here at the same time, same bat channel. Good night,
Excellent.
everyone.
Good night, everybody. Thanks, Jerry. Good night, Steffi.
Night.